So John has $60 and Peter has $11 in their respective bank accounts. So every day, John deposits $7 while Peter deposits $14. In how many days will Peter have $21 more than John? So the word deposit means to put in money, into the bank accounts. Okay, so that's what deposit means. So if you notice in this case, this question from the very beginning, someone already has an advantage. Okay, and I hope y'all can tell John is the one that who already has an advantage because he has so much more money than Peter at the beginning. Now, but notice that every day, who deposit more money? Okay, notice that every day, Peter, he puts in more money into the bank account, even though John initially was at an advantage first. Okay, so Peter, every day he worked harder, he put in more money to his account. So subsequently, eventually, Peter will be able to catch up with John. All right, so think about this. Peter will be able to catch up to John. So number one, first step, his goal is to catch up with John. So to catch up means you want to eventually be reaching the same level as your peers, to be as your friends. Okay, so first thing he needs to catch up with John. Now, secondly, did he just want to catch up with John? No, you realize that Peter, in the end, he managed to have $21 more than John, which means that not only he needs to catch up, he also needs to overtake John. Okay, so these are the two things he needs to try to achieve, the catch up and the overtake. All right, so now firstly, let's find out how much money must he catch up by how much first. Okay, so that will be also the difference between them at the beginning, 60 minus 11. So what we understand from this 49 means that Peter must try to catch up by $49 in order for him to be able to catch up with John. Okay, now secondly, he's not just going to catch up by $49, but he is going to subsequently have $21 more than John. So we call this the total difference. Now, this word difference, I know it's a bit vague. So you can think of it as the total extra money he needs to deposit as compared to John. So not only must he try to deposit $49 more than John, but he also needs to deposit an extra $21 more than John. That means all together, he needs to deposit a total of $70 more than John. Okay, so maybe I'll just draw a diagram to illustrate what's going on. So you have John, you have Peter. Okay, so this is already the initial difference. Okay, this is already a $60 difference at the start. Sorry, not $60. Let me just erase that. It's a $49 difference here. Okay, so $49 difference between the both of them. So Peter, in order for him to reach the same level as John, he needs to catch up by 49 as well. But later on, he needs to overtake by an extra 21 in order to reach this height here. He needs to have 21 more than John subsequently. So can you see all together, he needs to catch up by $70 in order for him to achieve his target. Okay? Now, but of course, in one day, this is not achievable. Why? Because in one day, while Peter deposits 14, John at the same time deposits 7. Okay, so if you look at in one day, the extra amount that Peter deposits in one day, the amount that Peter can try to catch up in one day, it's to catch up by an extra $7. 14 minus 7. So Peter per day can catch up by $7. So altogether, how many days will it take him to catch up by a total of $70 to overcome a difference of $70? And that will be 70 divided by 7. So 10 days for him to achieve this target, which also means 10 days for him to eventually have $21 more than John.